Hi there, so this is the second of our week-long series of videos in terms of how we are preparing in Armstrong Solicitors to see the return, hopefully, of the property market in Northern Ireland at some point in the not too distant future. As we've pointed out before, we don't know when, albeit I think we were a little bit surprised yesterday having seen garden centres and recycling centres being reopened. There was an announcement then in terms of further loosening of the lockdown. So in the office today, we've taken delivery of the post. Initially we didn't know when the lockdown started how long we were closing for, so we arranged with Royal Mail to hold our post, and they have left that with us this morning. I've got to be honest, we thought there was going to be absolutely tons of it. There has been some. I would say it's probably on a par with maybe being off for a couple of weeks at Christmas or July holidays. So it's not absolutely overwhelming. Most people who have been functioning at home have continued to send us stuff by email, and we've been corresponding by email as well, which is certainly sort of the new, I think, the way things are going to go. The difficulty, the practical inconvenience, of course, is the fact that when we have hard copies of stuff, we have to actually scan it and then email it, and slightly more complicated at home than it is in the office. So as I say, Joanne and I have been in the office today. It's just coming up to midday, so we're ready to close up. Front doors here have been open. We're just in the waiting room at the moment. So front door out here has been open, and people have been able, you probably can't see that, I'm just going to lift that up. You can see there we have a post box, and you can see people can actually put post into the post box, and then this door here is locked, and when they go, then we can lift the post out of the post box. That's the way that we're probably going to do it when the office sort of properly reopens, certainly for some time in the future. And as I say now, because we know the post has arrived, I'm just going to lock that up, and we've had the windows open in the office as well, and all the doors open just to sort of air things. So as I say, I'm going to do that. And we have a double lock as well. Yes, I just tell you all my security. I won't tell you the alarm code anyway. So that is that closed. That is that closed. And then this is just the other one to be closed as well. I'm going to close the blinds too. And now you can't see me. So we opened the post this morning. I'm going to try not to trip on my microphone lead. I'm going to fail not to trip on my microphone lead. We opened the post this morning in the meeting room here, and we're just going to keep that for post now. So it's hopefully we're going to clean that before we go, and we're going to open post in there. We have our disposable gloves on when we do that, albeit scientific evidence suggests that there's not probably a huge risk, certainly for post which has been sitting for several weeks. So what we need to do, certainly today I'm thinking about what we're doing for the office. At the moment we have all of our solicitors are still functioning. So just rattle the keys at you. All of our solicitors are still functioning. We're all still working at home, and we'll obviously be the first ones back in the office. We probably won't be back in the office on the same day this week. We have arranged for the solicitors to come in separately each day, so four solicitors, and we're all going to come in one day each, and Joanne and I are going to come in Tuesday, Thursday, and we're going to open the front doors for the post to come in. We're going to go through the process. We're going to open it in this office, and as I say, that should be okay. I will need to do a risk assessment a written risk assessment before we have people properly back in the office. So that's something that we're going to work on. We've ordered some PPE, and I suspect that, subject to what happens with lockdowns and things like that, we're probably not going to have public in the office, certainly for some time to come. I mean, we have a very large office building, 5 people. We could be at least 10-15 meters apart. We've 5 different toilets in the office with 5 different people. We could all nominate our own toilet. So as I say, there are things we're going to put in place. Obviously, any business owner is going to have to do a risk assessment and may need to make some physical changes to the office. We had social distancing in place before we actually left this place at the end of March. So that being the case, we probably don't have to change that much in and around sort of common areas and common surfaces and things like that. Would there be significantly more cleaning? But I say the office itself is probably okay. Yeah, the office itself, I think we're going to be okay on. We will be putting more signage up just to explain to potential visitors to the office why we're not letting them in. There is always an exception. There may be situations which occur where we just simply have to see a client face to face. We have ordered a perspex screen for reception, just down at the other end here. So it may well be the case that then we can order a second one of those, and we can set up one of our meeting rooms with a perspex screen sort of right in the middle of the meeting room table. As I said, I think those are going to be few and far between. The one thing that we have definitely learned from sort of working at home and doing things remotely is that clients actually seem to really like it. They like the virtual meetings. My solicitors have been good enough to do some of these meetings out of hours, and in fact sometimes over the weekend, and I think clients have really appreciated that. So that's showing us that there's definitely a new normal, there's definitely a new way we're going to do this, and we're going to incorporate those meetings into our web app and just make the experience so much better in terms of what you can actually do and what you can agree and what you can electronically approve as part of the virtual meeting. So as I say, this is sort of the start of us trying to get back to the office. There is a lot more to think about. I would almost say that going back to the office is probably one of the easier things we have to do in terms of the property market and conveyancing restarting. Certainly the videos I'm going to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week are going to be significantly more complicated and raise significantly more challenges. One thing, normally by this point you would have expected me to talk about land registry. Haven't done that as yet, because I think there was an announcement to say that they would make another substantial announcement and an update prior to the 22nd of May. So it makes sense to wait until that announcement happens, so that I can do a bit of a commentary on that, hopefully on Friday of this week. So as I say, we do want to get back. I mean, we can see with the post it's in that we've contract and title deeds in. There are cases that we can progress. There are lots and lots of cases where clients want to sign contracts. I will definitely be talking about the challenges in and around people who are in contract and what we can maybe do for a bit of flexibility for the process, and then people who are not yet in contract, and we need to build flexibility into that process. And that's something which certainly I think is a debating point in the conveyancing profession at the moment. We had Law Society Committee, Conveyancing and Property Committee on Monday, and obviously that is what was discussed was confidential, but you would normally expect that all matters of conveyancing, and especially COVID related conveyancing, would have been on the agenda. And as I say, we are speaking to other practitioners up and down the country, where we're looking to sort of build in some level of flexibility and some sort of set or some sort of a code that we can all sort of sign up to. So as I say, much more on that. Today was the easy one, the office. I'm going home now to work at home. Thank you for your comments, thank you for your engagement, and see you tomorrow.